welcome to Over 50 TV, where we provide business and career advice to people over 50. My name is Lou Reyes, and in this segment of Hey Lou, I'm going to read to you an email that I received recently from a gentleman, and I'm going to call him Bob. And as some of you know, every email I get, I say I get the email from Bob because I don't want to use his actual name. But I'm going to read the email to you, and I'm going to try to answer this as best as I can with the limited amount of information that Bob shared with me. He goes like this. He says, "Hey Lou, I'm currently working as a financial analyst for a large corporation. I don't want to give their name." Well, Bob, if you don't want to give their name, probably you shouldn't send the email from the company that you're working at because it gives me your name. But don't worry, I'm not going to go ahead and I'm not going to announce the name of the company on this program here. But here's what he goes on to say, what Bob goes on to say. "I've been here for just over 10 years and I'm not happy." Well, imagine that. I get a lot of emails from people, and normally when they give me an email, they send an email to me, or even when I meet them out in public, when I'm talking to somebody, and they know that I'm with Over 50 TV. We provide business and career advice to people over 50. So, you know, they're gonna ask me, "Hey, what do I do about a business, or what do I do about my career?" So yeah, I get that, and I hear a lot of that though. A lot of people have been working at companies for a long time, and eventually you get to the point where you're up to here with it. You want to leave, you want to go. I understand all that. So listen, it says, "It's not that I am treated badly. I actually like the people I work with, including my immediate supervisor." And that's good. I mean, hey, listen, over 50, we're at a point in our age where we want to work somewhere. We want to be somewhere that we feel we're treated at least decently. We're treated well. We like the people we work with. You're not going to like everybody you work with, and that goes without saying. But he says here, I'm just tired of working for someone else, so I'm thinking about starting a business." Well, that's good. I mean, it's good. I mean, you're looking at moving ahead. You're looking at moving on. You realize that you have limitations where you're at, and you're thinking, "Hey, this is it, man. I just got to go. I've got to do something else." And I commend you for that. I commend you for looking and thinking that, yeah, it's time to start looking, to start a new business. I'm tired of working for somebody else. I want control over my own life. I want to say so in what I'm going to be doing on a daily basis, and that's important. And to me, that's very, very important. But he goes on to say, "But I don't know what kind of business to start. Can you recommend a business that has lots of growth potential?" Well, listen, you don't know what kind of business to start. And you just don't want to pick a business out of thin air, and I know you know that. And I see some people are so desperate to start a business. I remember my very first business I started, I was working for a large corporation, and I can't say I hated it, but I want to say I hated the job. It was just boring. And I was working there, and every day I'd go in, and I was making decent money. And I had a good position. I was a manager, and they liked me. I knew if I stayed there for 10 years, 15, 20, 30 years, I knew I was going to move up, and I don't know where, maybe the sky was the limit, maybe it wasn't. I don't know, and I'll never know because I left. But what I did do, though, is I was working there, and I so desperately wanted to start a business that I had a guy that I worked with, and he wanted to launch a home cleaning service. He was going to go ahead and franchise it all over the country, and he was going to do this and that with it. And I thought, I'm going to ride that train, So I actually quit my job and just did that. I didn't like home cleaning. I didn't know anything about it, But the way he painted the picture and what I wanted in my life, I went with it. I went with it, and that was a mistake because I didn't like it and I didn't enjoy it. And after a year, I left. I quit. But so when you're going to start a business, start something that you really like. Start something that you're going to enjoy. Start a business that has meaning to you. Something that you can look at and you go in every day and you say, "You know what? I want to be here. I want to be here, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it successful. And I'm not going to leave in 6 months. I'm not going to leave in a year." So whatever you start, when you're ever going to look for a kind of business to start with, "I want to do something that is going to make me happy." So He says, can you recommend a business that has lots of growth potential? You know, there are many businesses that have growth potential, and there's probably just as many that have no growth potential. But to me, in the social media world, which is a world that I reside in, is a lot of potential in social media. There's a lot of potential on the internet. Shopify comes to mind right away. It's a retail outlet where you can sell products, and the Shopify has this whole thing set up, so this whole platform set up so that you can launch a business within a couple of days. It's a regular cost. I don't know. I think the first time I did a Shopify was maybe $34 a month. I think it was. It went on over that as I added more features to the site. But a business that has lots of growth potential. You know, that again, social media, the internet to me is the way to go. There's lots of other businesses that are out there that have growth potential, but I don't know enough about what you're doing, and I don't know enough about your background to make a solid recommendation. But I can just tell you that the growth areas would be on the internet and in social media. There's a gentleman that I know. He has a business that he goes ahead and goes to garage sales all the time, and he sells items that he picks up at a garage sale. He sells it on eBay. You know, that's something that Bob says here next. He says, something I can do for my home. You know, eBay, selling items on eBay. This gentleman I spoke about, he's making over $1,000 a month, and he told me recently that sometimes he makes $1,500 to almost $2,000 a month. If he makes more than that, he'd be willing to able to quit his full-time job. He may still have to have a part-time gig, but he could still he's building this thing up from his home. It's growing month by month. He sees the sales growing on his eBay account. And then Bob goes on to say, I want a business that doesn't cost a lot to start because I don't want to dig deep into my nest egg. Bob, I don't blame you. You know, I mean, why? You've worked, who knows how many years. You're over 50, I'm assuming. You're watching our channel. So you've been working for years, you've saved money, and you don't want to dig into that. You know, you may have to keep your full-time job. You probably should keep your full-time job if you want to start a business. Build something on the side, get that hustle going, build your side hustle, and that way you won't have to dip. Hopefully you won't have to even consider dipping in your nest egg, which you don't want to do, so you're going to have to work a part-time gig. But, you know, Bob, the best advice I can give you is, again, just to kind of sum this up here, what kind of business to start? Start something that you like. Start something that you love. Something that maybe even doing on the side, a hobby that you have that you can monetize and you can grow and you can build. Can you recommend a business that has lots of growth potential? I go back to the Shopify site, a Shopify platform where you could start a retail business and sell products that you pick up and say, you know, if you pick them up on a garage sale. So you could sell products there, T-shirts. Got a guy that I work with that actually has a T-shirt business. He uses Shopify to sell T-shirts throughout the country, and actually probably throughout the world, actually, because it's internet, right? Something that you can do from home. Internet. You know, that's the way to go. Using social media to market. So that's kind of summing it up. I don't want you to dip in your nest egg, so keep that part-time or the full-time gig so you can do a side hustle, build it up, and sell, and get rid of your job, rather. So, Bob, that's the advice I can give you for today. If anyone out there has some questions and they'd like me to talk about or answer the question on the Hey Lou segment, you know, please go ahead and email me at lou at almost forgot, at lou@over50tv.com. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks for watching the show, and have a great day, everybody.